In this video we will conclude our course in Lumion. In the latest video we saw how we can create static images for renderings and how we can create also animation. And I truly believe that this application, this software, is one of the best to create animation. In other software it's always too difficult. You need to consider a lot of parameters and you always need something that is not in there, so you need to switch to another software. So I think that Lumion, talking about video animation but also rendering and using complex effects, it's really the best software out there. It's a bit expensive. You can use it if you are working, for example, in a big studio, or you can use the student version if you want to do an exam, but I definitely suggest you use it because it's really amazing, it's really easy and simple to use, and in my opinion it's a complete package. So for those of you who don't have time to search for example models, it's gonna give you a really complete set of models that you can use, and within really hours you can create really complex scene with a lot of 3D models, and also it's not so heavy to download compared to other software. So I think that this is another advantage of using Lumion. So to recap, best libraries out there, best tools, the simplest tools, and also the best animation system or video effects system, talking about simplicity. So to recap, best libraries out there, best tools, the simplest tools, and also the best animation system or video effects system if we are talking about getting the job done in the simplest way possible. So another really simple tool to use and also really useful is 360 Panorama, and this is the one that we are going to use in this lesson. So 360 Panorama, it's kind of a VR effect or a VR system for virtual reality results, and we already encountered some effects about virtual reality. So let me just change the scene here. I want to get something more interesting. So you can do 360 in interiors, exteriors, you can do it anywhere, and this is gonna help you again to show, to display, to explain your project, perhaps during an exam, or if you have to show it to a client. So in many situations this is another tool that I believe it's really important. And you can use it also to share your ideas, to create a link that then you can share with people, even if they don't have Lumion, so they can see the project, for example a colleague or a friend. Okay, well, before getting into 360, just want to show you which other tool you can use for 3D and virtual reality, which basically it's just one, and it's an effect that you can apply to all the video, and it's called side-by-side 3D stereo. So if you use this one on the entire movie like this, so let's click on FX and add side-by-side stereo. Okay, this is gonna generate something that you can use to display your project in 3D. Now this means that you need to have a pair of glasses which are capable to display side-by-side 3D, stereoscopic 3D, and also you need to have, of course, a TV screen that supports side-by-side 3D, or for example a projector that supports side-by-side 3D. Now once you apply the effect, then you can adjust a little bit these parameters and you can make some tests. My suggestion is make some tests on single images, otherwise you could end up by rendering a lot of images and then find out that you don't like it. Now you can see here, you can see the focus distance if you just wait and check here in the display. When you're ready, you can click on render movie, but do not render the entire movie, just render here a few images or a few frames, and you can also put this real low, so it's gonna be a really quick test. We don't need now the frame per second because we are not rendering an animation, but just a single image. And here in the frame range, just change here from all frames or keyframes. You can choose keyframes or range and just put 1, or you can put, for example, 100 and 101, and this is going to render just 1 or 2 images. In this case, this will be 2. Okay, so you can use a small to make a test, a small image. So I want to show you the results, but if you want to continue, just click here, give a name to the image. This one is mine, and just save it into a particular folder. In my case, the folder is this one here. So I created a folder called Stereo, and well, let me activate here the larger images just to show you a preview. Now you can see these are side-by-side images from the previous scene. Now this is how the image is going to look like if you activate Stereoscopic 3D. So again, if you don't have glasses and a particular device that will take these two frames and, let's say, overlap them together to show you the 3D, you won't see any effect. So you can use this only with a device that supports 3D. Okay, also visors. You can use this effect also for visors. Okay, and that's it. So this is the Stereoscopic 3D from the side-by-side 3D stereo. Now let's go to the panorama. Now for the panorama, you can see here that we already have a couple of panoramas. One is an interior, and what the panorama will do basically is will let you move around your site. So it's kind of changing the view but staying in one place, so it's not moving around on anything like that. And this one, it's an exterior, and you can create many of these. So when you will create many of these, then you can move from a view to the other by clicking on a particular icon that I will show you in just a minute. So if we want to create our panorama, just select an empty spot here, move into the scene, and choose a nice location. So for example, if I place my viewer here, and maybe I want it higher, like 170 or 160, okay, you can choose the horizontal high level to start. Okay, so this can be my starting point for my 360, and then I can move my site around like that when I will produce my image. So you need to choose strategic points where you can see the other parts of the building. And if you place, for example, another there, so let's just store this one, and let's move to the next.